Happy Saturday morning, all. Thank you for joining me today for our 20th episode of Saturday Morning Coffee. I'm Nolan, the lead writer of Dime Novel Adventures. Today, we'll be reading the March 2026 adventure, Paz's Primal Pastiche. If you're ready, I've got my coffee, so let's dive in. Paz's Primal Pastiche, March 2026. Solve a goblin's primal problems in this adventure for your favorite role-playing game. Paz's Primal Pastiche, a level 9 to 11 adventure, March 2026. Synopsis. In this adventure, the party will take a trip into the mountains to check on a goblin village on behalf of the guild. Written by Flame Reptile. Edited by The One True AZ. Cartographer, the Silent Cartographer. Artists, the Noisy Artographer. Brushing Blooms. Disclaimer. You can't drop a rock around here without finding a dinosaur. Special thanks to Dawn of Dune, The One True AZ, Flame Reptile, Portal Ripper, The Silent Cartographer, Garlic Man, The Angry Ginger, and The Webmaster. Special thanks to Spencer for making such a silly character that was easy to write about. Thank you to the Lord, our God, for blessing us with the inspiration to keep going. Call to me, and I will answer you, and I will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. Jeremiah 33:3. Expertly illustrated by Brushing Blooms on the cover, Paz struts his stuff with his loyal guard dog, watching carefully behind him. Guild assignment. B rank job. Check in on the Magrock village. Approved by Guildmaster Jockin Yarman. Assignment summary. Pay a visit to the Magrock village to make sure all is in order. Location. Magrock village and the mountains southwest of the Heartlands. Additional objectives. Inspect the mining operations and ensure guild shipments of local minerals resume. Additional information. Contact has been lost with the Magrock tribe. The guild is concerned with the village's well-being and the status of their shipments of available mineral. Reward. 50 guild marks distributed evenly amongst participating guild members. Introduction. As the party takes a break between assignments, they will be approached by the guildmaster, Jockin, requesting their attention for an assignment. He will explain that the assignment isn't urgent per se, but warrants a quick investigation. Jockin will explain the scope of the assignment and the rewards. Read or paraphrase the following. As your party takes a break between assignments, you are approached by the Guildmaster Jockin. He leans against a nearby doorframe, asking, "Do you fancy a trip to the mountains?" He approaches your party and takes a seat amongst you, sitting before you a guild assignment. He continues, "We've been expecting a shipment of rare minerals from a goblin tribe in the mountains. The Magrock tribe, native to the Hearthreef Mountains to the southeast, hasn't seen correspondence or notice of a delayed shipment, and yet were paid in full until the end of the year." Jockin's tone shifts a little darker. "Could you perhaps pay them a visit to remind them of our agreement? The guild would be most appreciative, and of course, you would be rewarded. Standard quest fare, of course." After taking some time to deliberate and review the assignment, you agree with the request. Excitedly, Jockin replies, "Wonderful. Take these. Should be a few days' climb from the Heartlands." The guildmaster places before your party 2 hand-sized crystals, one yellow and one white, and says, "These will get you there and back. Best of luck." The guildmaster will then hand the party 2 crystals of returning, one attuned to the Guild of Nordran and one attuned to the Heartlands, before rising and leaving to attend other guild business. Heartland Bound. The party will be given an opportunity to rest, prepare, and gather as needed before setting off towards their assignment. Once the party is ready, they may activate the yellow crystal of returning to take them to the Heartlands. When they do so, read or paraphrase the following. After making your preparations for your assignment, you gather together and activate the yellow crystal of returning. Instantly, you are transmitted hundreds of miles away into the Heartlands, where your quest will begin. The Heartlands. In the In the northern reaches of Elendor, surrounded by the Hearthreef portion of the Spire Mountains, are the Heartlands. This secluded nation of hardy giantkin descendants carves out its niche in the United Nations of Elendor through trade and shipwriting. The Heartlands, although part of the UNE, maintains a guild hall location in which the players can teleport via Crystal of Returning. Once the party is teleported to the Heartlands to begin their quest, they will arrive within the Heartlands Guild Hall. Read or paraphrase the following. Your magical transmittal concludes, and you find yourselves within the transmittal room of the Guild Hall of the Heartlands. The door opens and a giantkin man steps inside. Hello, adventurers. I just received notice from Guildmaster Jockin that you'd be arriving. I'm the Guildmaster of the Heartlands Guild Hall, Malmarir Purpleheart. Please, come with me and we can get you on your way. Guildmaster Malmarir leads you out from the transmittal room and into his guild hall proper, a large timber building bustling with guild members. While he leads you out from his hall and towards the trail that will lead you into the Hearthreef Mountains, he explains to you he's glad Jockin could find a party to check up on the Magrock tribe. All of the members of his guild hall are either out on assignments or recovering. After nearly an hour of travel through the Heartlands, you arrive at the base of the steep Hearthreef Mountains. Guildmaster Malmarir informs you have two options for reaching the tribe from here. You can follow these steps for about 4 days, or you can climb if you're brave enough. Taking the steps is the safest option, but climbing should get you there before nightfall if you're swift. Well, best of luck and keep your eyes on the skies. Guildmaster Malmarir departs, leaving your party to ponder your ascent. Eyes on the skies. Before departing, Guildmaster Malmarir mentions for the party to keep their eyes on the skies. The Spire Mountains are known nesting grounds for all manner of avian predators, rocks, wyverns, griffins, and more. If the party asks, however, Malmarir will inform them of the dangers, but also mention there have been no sightings for a few weeks now. Prehistoric Passage. The party is now faced with ascending the sides of the Hearthreef Mountains to reach the home of the Magrock tribe. There are any number of methods in which they can traverse the mountains. However, Guildmaster Malmarir has proposed 2 options: following the steps carved within the side of the mountains, or climbing the mountains. See the options below. Steps to success. If the party decides to follow the steps carved within the sides of the mountains, their journey will be longer, but generally safer. The journey will take 1d4 plus 1 days, traveling 8 hours a day, at a moderate pace, but the party can push to expedite their journey at the risk of exhaustion. If the party climbs the steps faster than a walking pace, at the end of each 4-hour period, each member of the party must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or gain 1 level of exhaustion. The DC is increased by 2 for each subsequent period of 4 hours traveled in this way. The DC is reset to 15 each time the party takes a long rest. At the beginning of each day, roll 1d20. On a roll of a 1 to 5, the party is ambushed by a pack of 1d4 plus 1 Deinonychus. Roll 1d6. On a roll of 1 to 2, the ambush occurs in the morning. On a roll of 3 to 4, the ambush occurs midday, and on a roll of 5 to 6, the ambush occurs in the evening. When each Deinonychus is defeated, it reverts back into its original goblin form. See Goblinsaurus. Scales to the top. If the party decides to scale the side of the mountains, their journey will be much shorter but significantly more dangerous. The mountain has been climbed many times before, and pitons have been hammered into place. The journey to the top of the mountains will take the party 8 hours at a moderate pace, after which each party member must succeed on a DC 18 Constitution saving throw, or gain 1 level of exhaustion. At the end of each 2-hour stint of the climb, roll 1d20. On a roll of 1 to 5, the party is attacked by 1 Quetzalcoatlus, leading 1d4 Pteranodons. Each time an encounter is rolled in this way, the range for which an encounter can be rolled is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. When the Quetzalcoatlus and the Pteranodons are defeated, they revert back to their original goblin forms. See Goblinsaurus. Fluff that, I'm flying. If the party is capable of flight and opts to fly up the side of the mountain rather than walk or climb, their journey will only take 2 hours, risking no exhaustion. After 1 hour of flight, roll 1d20 as if rolling an encounter from scales to the top. Scouting party. After the party has completed their ascent up to the mountain, they will have excuse me. After the party has completed their ascent up the mountain, they will have a 1-hour journey across the mountain peaks to the village of the Magrock tribe. Magrock Village. During this journey, the party will be ambushed by a pack of 1d6 plus 2 raptor scouts. Use the statistics for Deinonychus. Read or paraphrase the following. After completing your ascent up the side of the mountains, you begin a 1-hour journey across the mountain range, along a trail worn between its peaks over generations of travel. Nearly half an hour into your journey, as you enter a small ravine with 15-foot tall walls on either side of you, you spot a lone creature, a small theropod, nearly the same size as much of your party. It stands in the middle of the warm path, staring at you as it lets out a call. Suddenly, 1d6 plus 1 more of these creatures seem to crawl from the rocky walls around you. Roll initiative. The party will enter into a likely brief fight against this pack of Deinonychus. Once 3 or fewer Deinonychus remain, one will break away from the pack and flee towards the village, where it will alert the guards and Paz of the party's approach. See Paz the Prepared. The remaining Deinonychus will stay behind to prevent the party from attacking the fleeing scout. When each Deinonychus is defeated, it reverts back into its original goblin form. See Goblinsaurus. Magrock Village. Magrock Village was recently home to several hundred goblins, most of which were adept at mining, shipping, and trading the precious mineral found within Magrock mines. The village was established nearly 20 years after the beginning of the Third Age of Elendor, when the guild discovered a goblin tribe, the Magrocks, huddled within a cave slated for exploration. The exploring adventurers chose to trade with the goblins, improving their general state of being, before negotiating permissions to explore the cave. Weeks later, after informing the Magrock tribe of the inherent wealth found within the caves they called home, and days of negotiation for rights to use the mine, the guild and the Magrock tribe began construction of Magrock Village. So long as the tribe would continue to mine the minerals within the mines and trade it with the guild for fair wages, the guild would afford the tribe resources for survival and certain protections. Now, nearly half a century later, the village appears to have been thriving, until recently that is. Much of the village has been trampled, and recently worn trails of 3-toed footprints wind in and out and around this land. Village Gates. Once the party has dispatched the pack of scouting raptors, they are free to complete their travels to Magrock Village. Once the party arrives at the gates, read or paraphrase the following. After completing your short trek across the mountain peaks and fending off the ambush of medium-sized theropods, you arrive at the gates of the Magrock Village. The village itself sits within a short canyon, with stepped walls guarding either side of it. It appears from the ground that the only way in or out of the village is through its gates. The gates themselves, until recently, appear to have been strong wooden bulwarks that protected the village from intruders, but it seems that they have since been flattened and trampled over. Hundreds of footprints, many matching those of the creatures you dispatched earlier, and many, much larger, have been worn into the paths, leaning in and out of the village. As the party proceeds through the gates of the village, or with any other means of entry, place or note the locations of A1 through A4 and P1 through P2 as described in Dinosaurs on Patrol. Village proper. As the party enters the Magrock Village, they will be met with a wondrous sight as dinosaurs once again roam the earth. Nearly the entirety of Magrock Village has been trampled underfoot by dinosaurs of various sizes. Trails of footprints twist and wind throughout the village grounds, as if made through repetitive travels. Piles of dung scatter the ground, choking the air with the powerful sense of manure. Each of the village's many residences, once tents tanned from various animal hides, have been trampled over, leaving behind little more than rubble, snapped poles, and torn walls. Countless dinosaurs of varying sizes, shapes, and demeanors wander the grounds of the village, performing their individual tasks as if compelled to do so. See Dinosaurs on Patrol. When the party enters the village from the southeast, read or paraphrase the following. You cross the threshold of the flattened village gates into the small canyon that is home to the Magrock Village. The stony walls that surround the village are stepped, with the top of the first step being about 5 feet above the base of the canyon. Subsequent steps appear to alternate between 5 and 10-foot steps. Countless dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes hurry across the grounds, across trampled tents and flattened earth. Many of the smaller bipedal creatures appear to carry rocks back and forth from one location to another. Several larger quadrupedal dinosaurs can be seen outfitted with harnesses, dragging large stones and materials out from the mines. Some bipedal creatures, similar in size to those you encountered nearly half an hour ago, appear to patrol atop the steps overlooking the village, while even larger bipedal dinosaurs patrol the village proper. The party is free to explore Magrock Village at their own risk, keeping in mind the locations and movements of the dinosaurs described in Dinosaurs on Patrol. General features. Magrock Village has the following general features. The ground is hard and dusty, leaving behind poofs of dust as any creature moves across it. Dexterity stealth checks are made at disadvantage by creatures that touch the ground while in the village. Creatures moving across the ground also leave behind footprints. The trampled tents that litter the village are treacherous to move across, concealing uneven ground, hidden rocks, and covered poles. Movement across any trampled tent is made as if they were difficult terrain. Scattered rocks litter the ground within Magrock Village. A creature can find and pick up any number of these rocks to use as ammunition, distractions, or for other purposes with ease. V1. Paz's Tent. The only standing structure within Magrock Village is Paz's Tent, once belonging to the chief of the Magrock Village. Paz has recently taken possession of it. The floor within is oddly clean and dust-free. The tent is host to a single cushioned bedroll, an elaborate alchemist's kit, and 2 crates. A shipping manifest can be found atop the bedroll, scrawled in the goblin language, detailing a shipment of dragonstone. Paz's Curiosity. While traveling the wilds of Elendor, Paz happened across a caravan of goblins. Due to his predisposition to like those of the goblin persuasion, Paz attacked the caravan, discovering the shipping manifest in the process. Having heard rumors of the magical properties of dragonstone, Paz formulated a plot to steal some from the village this caravan came from. He tracked the caravan's trail back to the Magrock village and staged an invasion to gather the minerals. One crate is sealed, but full of empty vials. An additional 1d6 plus 1 empty vials can be found stacked upon the crate and the floor next to it. One crate appears to be open and filled with hay and 9 indentions that would perfectly fit a vial of liquid. One vial, filled with a green liquid, an unrefined potion of polymorph dinosaur, can be found next to the alchemy set, while an additional number of the same vials, equal to 9 minus x plus 1, can be found within the open crate, where x is equal to the number of empty vials found within Paz's tent. A creature proficient with Alchemist's Kit can determine that the alchemy set is being used to distill a strange mineral stone into the green liquid found within some of the vials. Enough liquid can be found within the alchemy set to fill X empty vials. See Unrefined Potion of Polymorph Dinosaur. A creature that succeeds on a DC 18 Intelligence Arcana or Investigation check may determine that the mineral stone is dragonstone, a mineral believed to be fossilized dragon bones. V2. Mined Minerals. Stacks of the strange mineral stones can be found stacked along the canyon walls next to Paz's tent and before the mine entrance. Within each 5x5 space, 1d20 pounds of these stones can be found. A creature that succeeds on a DC 18 Intelligence, Arcana, or Investigation check may determine that the mineral stone is dragonstone, a mineral believed to be fossilized dragon bones. V3. Overhead Rocks. Positioned on the second step of the canyon on either side of the mine entrance are piles of large stones, held back by wooden piles. Each pile of stones is restrained by 5 piles. It appears that these stones might fall and block the mine entrance if the piles were removed or destroyed. Each of the piles can be removed with a successful DC 18 Strength Athletics check. They can also be destroyed if they take enough damage. Each pile has an AC of 15, 20 hit points, vulnerability to fire damage, immunity to psychic and poison damage, immunity to all conditions. V3A. Once all wooden piles have been removed or destroyed, the rocks in this pile will fall, blocking the half of the mine entrance closest to V3A. Creatures in this space, when the rocks fall, must succeed on a DC 18 dexterity saving throw or take 68 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone and become restrained. A creature can escape from their restraint with a successful DC 18 strength saving throw. Once all wooden piles have been removed or destroyed, the rocks in this pile will fall, blocking the half of the mine entrance closest to V3B. Creatures in this space, when the rocks fall, must succeed on a DC 18 dexterity saving throw or take 68 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone and become restrained. A creature can escape from their restraint with a successful DC 18 strength saving throw. If all wooden piles have been removed or destroyed, the mine entrance will be blocked, preventing entry or exit until the blockage has been removed. If the mine entrance is blocked in this way, Paz will instruct the dinosaurs within to begin clearing the rocks, removing the blockage in 1d4 hours. V4, Mine Entrance. Tucked away in the northeastern corner of Magrock Village is the mine entrance. A creature that egresses through the mine entrance will enter the Magrock Mines. See Magrock Mines. Here is the map of the Magrock Village. Dinosaurs on patrol. Magrock Village is a bustling hub of dinosaur activity. At any point in time, there could be dozens of different dinosaurs moving at one time. Use the following details to populate the village and make it feel lively. Miners at work. At any point in time, 1d6 plus 2 velociraptors can be found waiting in V2 for their next delivery of mineral to unload. These velociraptors each have 2 levels of exhaustion from continuously unloading mineral rocks without rest, and will not attack the party unless attacked or bothered first. Every 5 minutes, a mine cart full of mine minerals pushed by a triceratops will arrive from the mines into V4. The velociraptors will take 5 minutes to unload the minerals, then the triceratops will push it back into the mine. The triceratops is passive and will not attack another creature. If it is attacked first, it will attempt to flee the village, possibly being attacked by one of the Allosaurus guards. Owls en route. 5 Allosaurus guard the village, being positioned at different points by paths to ensure the camp is both protected and running properly. Allosaurus A1 begins on the location marked on the lower center of the village map. It watches out towards the gates in the southeast for a minute, making a wisdom perception check to keep watch. It then moves at half speed along its route, stopping for a few seconds to make a wisdom perception check at each bend before continuing its route. After reaching the end of its route, Allosaurus A1 will stop for 1 minute to watch the northwest entrance to the camp, making a wisdom perception check to keep watch. Allosaurus A2 begins on the location marked on the lower right corner of the village map. It watches out towards the gates in the southeast for a minute, making a wisdom perception check to keep watch. It then moves at half speed along its route, stopping for a few seconds to make a wisdom perception check at each bend before continuing its route. After reaching the end of its route, Allosaurus A2 will acknowledge Allosaurus A3 before turning around to repeat its route. Allosaurus A3 begins on the location marked on the upper left corner of the village map. It watches out towards the north entrance and the northwest for a minute, making a wisdom perception check to keep watch. It then moves at half speed along its route, stopping for a few seconds to make a wisdom perception check at each bend before continuing its route. It will stop for 1 round to acknowledge Allosaurus A4 when it passes by. After reaching the end of its route, Allosaurus A3 will acknowledge Allosaurus A2 before turning around to repeat its route. Both Allosaurus A4 are prone and hiding behind their respective forms of cover, either Paz's tent, V1, or the rocky outcropping, while also keeping watch over the camp. If any other dinosaurs act oddly, rebel, or try to escape, both Allosaurus A4 will be the first to confront it, to either stop it or slay it. If any trouble should arise within the village, the Allosaurus guards will sound an alarm to each other and work together to end the threat. Scattered Scouts. 2 packs of 1d8 plus 1 Deinonychus patrol around the routes P1 and P2. The packs each patrol the area surrounding the village and overlook the village, alternating with each other every 5 minutes. Pack P1 will arrive 5 rounds, 30 seconds, after the party arrives at the gates via village gates. They will stand atop the rocky outcropping, overlooking the village for 1 minute. making wisdom perception checks as needed. After 1 minute has passed, Pack P1 will depart along their route to the counterclockwise direction. After another minute and a half, 150 seconds has passed, Pack P2 will arrive from the southern portion of their route, stopping near Paz's tent V1 to overlook the village in the same manner. This route will repeat indefinitely until this adventure is completed or the packs of Deinonychus are slain. If a pack of Deinonychus spots a member of the party or hears the alarm of the Allosaurus guards, they will rush to the village to provide aid. Paz the Prepared. If Paz has been notified of the existence of the party via the scouting party or other means, he will take steps to meet and overwhelm the party before they can foil his operations. Paz will move all of the Velociraptors and Triceratops miners into the mines for safekeeping. He will release the Tyrannosaurus Rex and position himself upon a makeshift throne in the location of the campfire in the center of camp, with the Tyrannosaurus Rex behind him. Paz will position the Allosaurus guards, split evenly amongst the A4 locations, commanding them to lay in hiding and to set up an ambush. Finally, Paz will recall both Deinonychus packs, positioning them upon the ridges of the canyon in hiding. Once the party has arrived at the village and moved to where they can see the Allosaurus guards in hiding, Paz will spring his trap, commanding the packs of Deinonychus to attack from the party's flanks and behind, while the Allosaurus attack from the front. If Paz is threatened, or the party seems to be getting the upper hand, he will command the Tyrannosaurus to join in the fight. Overwhelming force. If the party approaches Magrock Village unprepared and allows Paz to be alerted of their coming, they are likely to be defeated in combat. If this does not fit into your campaign setting or narrative, you may allow Paz to strike a deal with the party, or simply defeat them, turn them into dinosaurs, and use them to complete his mining before leaving the village for good. This is the second map of the adventure of Magrock Mine. Magrock Mines. The Magrock Mines are a sprawling network of tunnels, carved by the goblin denizens of Magrock Village. Magrock Mines has the following general features. The mines are dimly lit by torches placed every few feet. Some areas of the mine have been abandoned completely. The torches in these areas are unlit. The tunnels have been crudely carved with picks and hammers. They are on average 10 feet tall, forcing some of the dinosaurs within to crouch. The floors of the mines are rocky and uneven, making them difficult to traverse for medium or smaller creatures. The Triceratops and Velociraptors within the mines follow similar behaviors to those found in the Miners at Work section. Each of the minecart rails possesses at least one minecart that is pushed along its track by a Triceratops. The routes for each cart can be found in the description of each track. Each minecart may contain 1d8 Dragonstone mineral. M1, Mine Entrance. The entrance to Magrock Mine connects to V4 in Magrock Village, and along M2, the mine entrance. The mine entrance is one of the widest portions of the mines. M2, Main Shaft. The main shaft connects nearly all other shafts across Magrock Mines. The minecart along the main shaft travels at 15 feet each round, stopping for 1 minute at each end of each subshaft. When the minecart within the main shaft stops at a subshaft, 1d4 exhausted velociraptors transport mined minerals from that subshaft's minecart to the main shaft's minecart. At the end of the main shaft, the minecart comes to a stop in one of 3 bays within M19. Subshafts. Magrock Mines has numerous subshafts. Each subshaft may contain a minecart pushed by a Triceratops, a pack of Velociraptor miners, and/or some Deinonychus guards, as summarized below. If the subshaft has a minecart, the information below will include its route time. If it contains a pack of Velociraptor miners or Deinonychus guards, it will detail how many. The Deinonychus guards will attack the party on sight. M3. This subshaft contains one minecart pushed by a Triceratops on a 5-minute cycle. It also contains 1d1 plus 1 Velociraptor miners. M4. This subshaft contains 1d4 plus 2 Velociraptor miners. M5. This subshaft contains 3 packs of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 plus 1 Deinonychus guards. M6. This subshaft splits. There is 1 pack of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptors at either end. M7. This subshaft contains one minecart, however, there is no Triceratops pushing it. 2 packs of 1d4 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 Deinonychus can also be found here. M8. This subshaft has been abandoned. M9. This subshaft contains one minecart pushed by a Triceratops on a 5-minute cycle. It also contains 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptor miners. M10. This subshaft contains 3 packs of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 plus 1 Deinonychus guards. M11. This subshaft splits. There is 1 pack of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptors at either end. M12. This subshaft contains one minecart, however there is no Triceratops pushing it. 1 pack of 1d4 Velociraptor miners can be found here. M13. This subshaft contains 3 packs of 1d4 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 Deinonychus guards. M14. This subshaft contains one minecart pushed by a Triceratops on a 5-minute cycle. It also contains 3 packs of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 Deinonychus guards. M15. This subshaft splits. There's 1 pack of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptors at the M2 end. M16. This subshaft contains one minecart pushed by a Triceratops on a 5-minute cycle. It also contains 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptor miners. M17. This subshaft contains 3 packs of 1d4 plus 1 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 plus 1 Deinonychus guards. M18. This subshaft has been abandoned. M19. Landing. This landing area contains a 3-way split minecart track with 2 carts at any time. The landing bridges the main shaft and the rear portion of the mine. M20. Mine Command Center. This large open section of Magrock Mine is the command center for Paz's operation. It contains 5 packs of 1d4 plus 2 exhausted Velociraptors and 1 pack of 1d4 Deinonychus guards. On the west side of the space is a wooden gate that leads to M22. A lever next to the gates will open and close them. Paz can be found in this space, sitting and focusing on controlling the dinosaurs under his employ. When the party enters this space, see Paz the Primal. M21. This subshaft contains 3 packs of 1d4 Velociraptor miners and 1 pack of 1d4 Deinonychus guards. M22. Tyrannosaurus paddock. This dark space is used to contain the Tyrannosaurus rex, separating it from the other dinosaurs and allowing it to rest in peace. If Paz is disturbed in M20, the Tyrannosaurus will awaken and begin to growl. However, it cannot escape the paddock while the gates are closed. If the gates are open, the Tyrannosaurus will emerge and ravage any creature other than Paz within the mines. A gaggle of goblins. Magrock Village is host to a myriad of goblins. However, they do not all necessarily appear as such, nor work towards the same cause. Paz the Primal. Unless circumstances have changed via the Paz the Prepared section, Paz will begin this adventure within M21, Mine Command Center. In the mines, when the party first encounters Paz, he will be focusing on his staff, using it to control the many dinosaurs under his employ. While he is doing this, Paz is aware of his surroundings, but will otherwise take no actions unless he is addressed or disturbed. If Paz is disturbed or attacked, he will call for all of the Deinonychus within the mine to attack the party while he attempts to escape to the village outside. Before he departs, but after the Deinonychus have surrounded the party, Paz will pull the lever to release the Tyrannosaurus in M22. After the party is surrounded and being attacked by Paz's dinosaurs, Paz will attempt to escape to the village outside. In the village, once he has emerged into the village, he will command any remaining Allosaurus and Deinonychus to prepare to ambush the mine entrance, V4. Paz will then rush towards his tent to gather the potions he has produced in case he needs to flee. Once his potions have been gathered, Paz will prepare to defend his operation. While in combat, Paz will not fight to the death. When Paz is reduced to half of his maximum hit points, or the Tyrannosaurus rex has been slain, Paz will take a reaction to drink an odd green potion within his bag. The potion matches those that can be found within the tent V1. When Paz drinks this potion, he polymorphs into the Goblinsaurus rex. Primal Chaos. When Paz drinks the green potion, he polymorphs into a Goblinsaurus rex, while the other goblins seem to have become various dinosaurs at random. But why may this be? Paz is a powerful druid, capable of changing his shape at will. Because of this, Paz is capable of becoming the much more powerful Goblinsaurus Rex. If the Goblinsaurus Rex is reduced to 0 hit points, it will revert back to Paz the Primal. Paz, when harmed in this way, will then use all resources available to him to flee the village and escape the party. Goblinsaurus. Each of the dinosaurs within this adventure are not truly dinosaurs, but the goblin denizens of Magrock Village, transformed into dinosaurs by Paz's primal magics. Each time a dinosaur in this adventure is reduced to 0 hit points, it reverts to its original goblin form, at 1 hit point and unconscious. Each goblin can be awoken with an action, after which it will panic and attempt to escape the village. While escaping, it's very likely that a goblin will be slain by a nearby dinosaur. If calmed down and asked about the events that transpired, leading to the village being overrun by dinosaurs, the party may find out any of the following information.
It all started when a new goblin joined the tribe. He wore colorful feathers.
This marks the arrival of Paz,
The chieftain turned into a big monster.
referring to the Tyrannosaurus.
We were all eating dinner and started turning into dinosaurs, one by one.
This indicates Paz poisoned all of the goblins' food, turning them into dinosaurs.
I tried to escape, but the dinosaurs caught me and brought me to the colorful goblin. He waved his staff at me, and here I am.
This goblin was captured by a dinosaur and brought to Paz to be turned into a dinosaur. Conclusion. After the party has defeated Paz, they take some time to clean up the remaining dinosaurs, returning them to their goblin forms. The Magrock tribe's chieftain thanks the party and assures them that the tribe will continue to work with the guild. The party may now return to the guild to claim their rewards and thanks from the guildmaster. Justice for all. If the party does not slay Paz, but instead captures him and returns him alive to the guild, read or paraphrase the following. After you return to the guild and claim your reward, you and the guildmaster ponder what to do with the captured Paz. As you mull over your options, the Grandmaster appears before you. He says, "I've been looking for you. What trouble have you been causing?" Before grabbing Paz by the back of his shirt, hanging him upon a nearby coat rack, and berating him. The end. This adventure features 2 fully colored maps, 2 brand new monster stat blocks, and 3 new magic items, 1 being a resource. Paz is back in town. Answer the summons of the guild, traveling to the distant heartlands to reach a hidden goblin village. Climb the Hearthreef Mountains, braving dangers of prehistoric foes and the perils of nature. Investigate the goblin village, uncovering the origins of its Paleolithic problems. Bring the chaos that is Paz to justice, and free the goblins he has subjugated. A level 9 to 11 adventure for a party of 3 to 6 adventurers. An adventure for use with your favorite role-playing game. That was the March 2026 adventure, Paz's Primal Pastiche. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you liked this adventure, you can find it and many more in our shop on our website at dimenoveladventures.com. While you're there, you should subscribe to our newsletter for weekly updates on our products and projects, and join our growing Discord community. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel to see more like this, and let the algorithm know that we're doing all right. But most importantly, remember to make your weeks adventurous. Have a good week.